I think a staple of this channel was me going off on a tangent into something completely unrelated and just hurting my audience retention for no reason, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Again, here's the timestamp below for the actual review, but first, I want to apologize for taking so long for me to get back to my usual process of writing and editing reviews. Also recently just got a new laptop that I've been trying to use to edit my videos. Of course, I had to do the usual process of re-downloading my applications that I use, as well as transferring all my files here, but even then, this video should have not taken this long. For some reason, my new computer just keeps on compressing my mic quality to make it sound like it was recorded on a phone. For those who don't know, I took a week off vacation and didn't listen to music for a whole week, and I say that I had a fantastic time going to new places, getting a change of scenery, spending time with my family, but I was kind of exhausted after driving long distances for days. And what's frustrating is that I still don't know how to fix it. So I'm currently operating on this weird system of doing my voiceover on my old laptop, having to use a USB stick to transfer the file to my new laptop and edit there. Now to drag the intro even longer, I want to flashback straight to the day that I'm flying home. Vacation's over, I'm at the airport, I want to listen to one album on the flight home, an album that recently just dropped. I look at my options, I noticed that Lil Sims dropped a new record, McKinley Dixon has a new record, Peggy just dropped the director's cut to Veteran, by the way, great album if you haven't heard it already, and then there's Lil Wayne with the Carter 6. Take a guess as to which album I chose to listen first. About 2 years ago, Lil Wayne dropped a mixtape that was really forgettable and just flew under everyone's radar. It was dubbed as The Fix Before the Six, obviously in reference to Lil Wayne's highly anticipated, not by me, but by many fans, to be the Carter 6. Given that it has been damn near 7 years since the last addition to the Carter series, I could understand why some fans will want Lil Wayne to continue one of hip-hop's most beloved series from any artist. Now, unfortunately, to be blunt, this mixtape was trash. I don't remember a single thing that happened on this project other than that I listened to it at one point and that there was a song about titties. Lots of titties. At that time, I really didn't know why he bothered to put this out, because if his intention was to hype up the release of the Carter 6, those tracks weren't it. However, looking back, it was clear that this mixtape was more than just some Wayne leftovers he wanted to empty out of his hard drive. It was a prelude foreshadowing the actual quality of the Carter 6. We didn't know it at that time, but Lil Wayne didn't fix shit because the quality of the actual Carter 6 is just as bad as this mixtape. While I was listening to this atrocity on the airplane, I couldn't scream and channel my anger by throwing a physical object across my room or going online to see if other people are having the same negative reaction as me. I mean, it's no secret that Lil Wayne is far past his prime. If someone tells you otherwise, don't trust this person ever again. But come the fuck on, Wayne. This is indeed an album attached to the Carter series. All I could do was sit on the airplane in economy class and do nothing except listen to this stink piece front to back. I didn't press the skip button one time, not because this album has no misses, but because at one point the album got so bad I started challenging myself to hear the full album. It felt like an endurance test that I wanted to beat like it's some Elden Ring boss. I'm convinced that Wheezy didn't listen to a single song on the album before releasing it. He was just in the studio making some bullshit and being like, yeah, that's a good cut. I think I made it pretty clear that the Carter 6 is by far the worst entry in the Carter series. It's more than just a bad album, it's just Wayne admitting to his fans that he just doesn't give a fuck anymore. Now to Wayne's credit, this album does kick off somewhat on a high note. We have an orchestral introduction with King Carter, followed by what's probably the best song on the album, Welcome to the Carter. I don't believe that this song is as crazy as people say it is online. Personally, I just found it to be a passable, fine to listen to Wayne song. Then comes the track Bells, which beat-wise is definitely engaging, but the lyrical content on this track is painfully bland, especially at the second half of the track. The song Hip Hop feels like a Big X The Plug song with Wayne delivering an awkward feature where he describes how much head and pussy he gets on the low. That brings up another point of contention I had with this album, is that there's barely any highlights in the lyrics. Nothing where it would make me want to pause the track and be like, hold up, I kind of want to listen to this shit again. I know people see Jelly Roll hopping on another hip hop project and just immediately want to hate. Sharks is definitely a weird blend of country and hip hop together. Wayne decided that he wanted Jelly Roll on the hook with him, while he and Big Sean each dish out verses on this country trap beat. I'm being sincere when I say this song is probably one of the best ones on the album. Not because I like Jelly Roll's contributions of describing how snakes ain't always in the grass and how sharks ain't always in the water. I didn't get that analogy at at all. But looking in hindsight, this is only the 5th track on the album, and nothing could have prepared me for just how bad this album could get. The first big fuck up that the Carter 6 has no shortage of is The Days. This rock slash hip hop fusion featuring Bono from U2 is just not Wayne's strong point at all. This song sounds so dated. I feel like I'm getting flashback to 1st grade when I hear shit like this in the gym during PE. The same criticism of the instrumental just not blending well with Wayne's verse can be applied to Cotton Candy. 2 Chainz's features always be hit or miss, and I feel like he missed on this one. And then we get to this part of the album. If you thought this record was mildly ass before, get ready because this record is going to become turbo ass, starting with Island Holiday. This is the last track I want to be playing if I'm staying on an island for vacation. The singing is absolutely horrendous. It becomes comedic levels of bad. I don't think there's a single human soul on this planet who wanted Wayne to sample Weezer and embarrass himself by showcasing just how terrible of a singer he is, as if he was trying to make the sequel to Rebirth. Loki's theme is a weird 2-parter, the first featuring a really underwhelming hook, with the second part being like a rock and roll fusion of rap that just spawns seemingly out of nowhere. It gets even worse on the song if I play guitar. His vocals are just drenched in auto-tune as he makes this pitiful ballad that goes nowhere. The song Peanuts to an Elephant samples an elephant. Yes, a fucking elephant. The beat sounds like some retro video game bullshit from the Nintendo 64 with the occasional trumpeting by an elephant. How the fuck can anyone listen to this beat in the studio and say this shit is fine for the album? It's like ever since track 10, this album just forgot what it wants to be. It doesn't feel like a Wayne project anymore. It just feels like someone's first rodeo in FL Studios who made a troll project. The trend of rappers wanting to feature their kids has to stop. I mean, Childish Gambino did it on Can You Feel Me? Ye did it on Bomb, as well as Talking. None of these tracks would I ever go back to them. And that narrative also goes for Rari. I want to get inside Lil Wayne, specifically his mindset as to what the creative direction of this album was supposed to be. Because I'm at a loss for words. I can't imagine a single demographic of people who would listen to this project and like this. Who out there wanted Lil Wayne to hop on an Ave Maria trap beat on Maria? Who out there wanted MGK and Kodak Black on an edgy, I am a 13-year-old in middle school and have no friends type of emo track on a low in the studio with my gun? He dropped all this bullshit just to come back on the last track, Written History, and still proclaim how he's the GOAT, how nobody can take the crown away from him. It's like, why would you release a track boasting about yourself when you've repeatedly come through with incoherent mumbling on songs like Flex Up, when you have subjected me and the listener to a fucking elephant on a beat that sounds like it want to commit suicide? This is why I said in the beginning that Lil Wayne 100% did not listen to the final product before putting this out. He just doesn't know whether it wants to be boring or it wants to be insufferable. And that's my review for the Carter 6. Starts off somewhat mediocre and ends completely down the drains. The argument that he should have performed at the Super Bowl instead of Kendrick Lamar is officially dead. Forget the Super Bowl. How the fuck do you even tour with tracks like Island Holiday, If I Play Guitar, and Peanuts to an Elephant? I think I'll end this video with this Pusha T lyric off of Infrared on Daytona. He see what I see when you see Wayne on tour. Flash without the fire, another multi-platinum rapper trapped and can't retire. Film the 1 with 2 on this album. Holy shit, this was bad.